Hello guys, welcome. My name is Tomasz Wiśniewski. I'm a Chief Analyst in Alpari Research and Analysis, and welcome on a daily analytical report with Alpari. We have 7th of February, Tuesday, and we have nice movements on the market, very technical. I think that the most important trading is now on euro dollar, where the price broke a very important support, which I will show you in a second. Actually, if you follow our website alpari.news, or you follow our Twitter account of Alpari Research and Analysis, you were warned about the possibility of this breakout, which would increase the bearish momentum, because we posted an euro-dollar analysis yesterday on FX Empire, on a portal that we are cooperating with. From the fundamental point of view, what we do have is a rather quiet day. We had some movements on Australia dollar because we had a rate decision overnight, which remained unchanged. And about the rest of the data, let me show you the calendar first. On the calendar, you have this data from Australia. Still to come, what we will have is a trade balance data for Canada. Mr. Weidman from Deutsche Bank, I'm sorry, not Deutsche Bank, but ECB, and that would be it. As it's our first meeting this week, let me show you the whole all events in a whole week. So we had this interest rate decision from Reserve Bank of Australia, and we'll have one from Reserve Bank of New Zealand as well. Unemployment rate from Switzerland, but usually this is not a data with a huge impact on the market. Trade balance from Germany is influential. Apart from that, data from the job market from Canada on Friday. So from the fundamental point of view, it won't be very eventful. About central banks, I would like to tell you, for example, that a Fed's member from Philadelphia, Mr. Harker, he said that March is on the table for a hike. He also said that it depends on how the data will shape up. We will have Stanley Fischer speaking on Saturday, so most probably his words will influence the opening of the forex market the next on Monday. Both Harker, as I said, and Mr. Williams, they said that they are ready for a rate hike in March, but also they marked that final decisions were not taken, so they are very cautious. Now the increase on the next meeting is priced in as 24%, and last week it was 32%. So as you can see, the possibility of rate hike in the next meeting decreases over time. Speaking about central banks, well, you probably remember about those verbal interventions made by Trump's administration against a strong dollar, and so we had a response from ECB, from Mr. Villeroy. He's a governing council member in ECB. And he said that before criticizing Europe, any wise person should first of all respect international rules. So kind of a response to that verbal intervention made by Trump's administration. Also what can be interesting for you is that Chinese FX reserves, they are below $3 trillion for the first time since February 2011. They have already fallen $1 trillion from the peak, which was seen in June 2014, and the peak was $3.99 trillion. So almost 1 trillion. And they went down. If you're watching Chinese market, that's probably significant information for you. I'm scanning the reports, and actually I would say that this is it. These are the most influential data and events on the market right now. So I guess that we can look at the charts at the moment. So let me show you the charts, and yes, this is euro dollar and this breakout of this crucial support. Let me tell you a little bit how the support was created. On a daily chart, as you can see here, we had a support from the beginning of March. Then we had a support from October. After the breakout, it was a resistance in the beginning of December, and then price tested this resistance here, creating on a daily chart. They created a shooting star candlestick. Okay, so candlestick itself is a strong sell signal. Not always, but when it happens on such a strong resistance, it is a sell signal. But when we will look at the situation in a bit greater detail, like for example on H4 chart, you can see that that shooting star with a long head was a part of head and shoulder formation and allowed to create actually a head. And we had the left shoulder, head, the right shoulder, then a possible bounce here, but price retraced, and then a breakout that happened exactly here at the very beginning of European session. So that support, that strong support created by uptrend line here and also by the neckline got broken. Now the closest resistance will be here, in my opinion, and the closest support is here. So what we can expect, let me place the neckline as well, is a small retracement aiming the neckline, or maybe a little bit deeper, aiming the horizontal resistance here. So from this point it will be 20 pips or 30 pips, and a general movement of 80 pips lower. And that is my base scenario for euro dollar. It looks very promising. In my opinion, this setup has a high chances of success. So this is euro dollar. Australian dollar, American dollar. What we're having here is something amazing, which I was telling you from, I would say, here after we spotted 5 correction equality movements, and here we continue to label those and show you all the time. So we have a movement of 70, let's say 5 pips, 70 pips, 70 pips, because those rectangles are the same. Those rectangles have 70 pips. This one 72, let's say, this one 70, this one let's say 80, this one 70, this one 70, let's say 5, this one was 68, let's say, and this is 70 again. So as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is 10, the same correction in a row. This time also we are aiming an important support created by this horizontal place area 0.76, right? So it's a psychological support as well, 0.76. Also a trend line here, uptrend line, and this correction equality movement. So this looks promising, but let me show you the what's going on here. we don't have a retracement. No, on H4, on H1 as well. Well, this is hammer, but this hammer does not look encouraging. And on M15, on M15 we have a kind of a double bottom formation. But I would say that the buy signal is not yet here, and buy signal, in my opinion, will be created once the price will be able to break this resistance, right? So when the price will go here, that would create a bounce from here, and we will be able to expect a bigger upswing. But again, look at that. Those are almost the same correction. More or less 70 pips, sometimes 65, sometimes 78, but more or less 70. So you can use that in your favor, and we spotted that here, and after that we had 4 the same movements. So after we highlighted that, you could use that 4 times already. Silver also very technical trading. How does it look like? Okay, let me make the chart like that. So since the July we do have a channel down formation, price making lower highs and lower lows. But finally, at the end of the year and at the beginning of 2017, what we had is inverted head and shoulder formation. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. We broke the horizontal resistance highlighted with the blue color. The price broke this neckline and aimed for the closest resistance, which is highlighted with this line connecting recent lower highs. When the price reached this resistance, we got a typical pullback here. We had a retreat with a shooting star, and the price aimed for the neckline to test the neckline as a closest support. It was a resistance, as you can see, resistance, 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 resistance. After the breakout, the price aimed the trend line and then tested the neckline as a closest support. So here was an excellent buying opportunity, and actually we bought on our live trading account, but not here, but on gold. But those instruments are highly correlated. Now we should still, from the price movements, I can see that we should still have this position open. Yes, we do. Okay. The price is aiming higher, creating higher highs and higher lows every time. And now the most important thing for the buyers is to hold the price above this trend line, right? If the price will manage to make new highs, that will be confirmation from the buyer's side that the price should aim higher and higher and higher, right? So the sentiment on silver is definitely bullish, and this inverted head and shoulder formation is beautiful. It's simply beautiful, and should be shown on every classes about technical formations. On gold, what we had on gold was this important resistance on 38.2 Fibonacci. We tested it once, we tested it twice, we created a double top formation. The price went lower, but then bounced from the trend line and from 23.6. And after that we had the third aim, and the price created false breakout and aimed lower, but the pressure was very big, and the price broke that resistance again. So this false breakout was a false signal, which happens, obviously. That's why you have to protect yourself with stop loss order at all times, because sometimes even the best setups from the price action point of view, they just simply do not work, and it's absolutely normal. But 38.2 Fibonacci level will be now the closest support. As long as the price stays above the support, we have a buy signal. But even if we would have a breakout here, I would say that the main support will be this red a trend line, so as long as the price stays above the red trend line, the sentiment is positive. Most probably, in my opinion, we'll test 50% Fibonacci soon. American dollar to Swiss franc. I think we may be seeing a trend reversal here, without any pattern whatsoever, just like that. Trends reverse sometimes without any formations. Okay, but what we had here was a downtrend. Price was making lower highs and lower lows and creating correction, creating trend continuations patterns, wedges and flags. But then they met a strong support, and as you can see, those are marks left by me from the last daily analytical report, when the price was somewhere here, and I said that no point entering the market with a short or long position, but first wait for the breakout. Breakout either of the horizontal support or the trend line. And actually what happened is we got the breakout of the trend line, and the price went above very important horizontal resistance. So two resistance were broken, and that creates a buying opportunity. Why this resistance is important, I will show you after I will remove all those objects, because okay, let me do it like that. So that was this blue line that you saw. Okay, so the price went below, and now the price is coming back above, which makes this a false breakout. What false breakouts usually do, you know, they create a movement in the opposite direction. Let's check how deep can the correction be. Okay, but let's make it like that. We're aiming 23.6, and the next one would be 38.2. Also, what is interesting is that 38.2 would be actually the top, will be a very nice support or resistance. Look here, support, maybe other color, support, so maybe let's make like that, support, resistance, support, resistance, so like that. In my opinion, what we can have here is a test of the support, and then aiming for 38.2. That would create a very technical movement, very technical situation. It would be nice to see this kind of trading on this instrument. Okay, trend line as well. I hope you see this situation here on American dollar to Swiss franc. American dollar to Japanese yen. I don't think this situation which I highlighted is relevant anymore. The price created other formations. What is important is for sure this support is not anymore. The price didn't use that. What is important is 38.2 at the moment, and the horizontal resistance here. There is also this one, and that's all. They defend. It seems that this 38.2 will be defended, which will create an opportunity to aim for the trend line, short-term trend line. But in my opinion, according to my system, there are no strong buy signals here. Cable, what cable is having is well, stronger dollar is influencing the buy signal here. There was a nice buy signal here where the price created bullish engulfing. The traders followed that for 2 weeks, making higher highs and higher lows. But now the price is aiming lower, and it doesn't look like the signal will be continued, especially that they broke important horizontal midterm support. It was support for 3 weeks. This first week of January, second week, third week of January. After the breakout, it was a support. It was a resistance for 3 weeks, support for almost 2, and finally it got broken. So it makes it the closest resistance right now, and the sentiment is not longer positive. If you use this bullish engulfing, you could be happy with a nice 300 pips upswing. But the buy signal is off the table at the moment. American dollar to Canadian dollar. Here we tweeted about the situation that the breakout seems very probable, but breakout didn't happen. Why in my opinion breakout was probable? Well, downtrend, flag after well, that was a bit choppy trading, but finally we got breakout from this flag. The price broke a lower line of this flag and went lower. What we had here was rising pressure on this 23.6 Fibonacci level, right? We had one bounce, second bounce, third bounce, and they seemed lower and lower with every time. But finally the price broke this trend line. I was seeing here a descending triangle formation, so I thought that finally this support will be broken. But as you can see, the price went the midterm trend line and went higher. In my opinion, it was a decent sell opportunity, but it didn't happen. So now price is aiming higher. Sell signal is off the table, but in my opinion, I wouldn't say that buy signal is on. For me, sell signal is off the table, and that's it. Canadian dollar to Japanese yen. Here I waited for this bullish breakout here because the price was creating a wedge, and the price is still in the wedge. They still can bounce from the lower line of the wedge, but the chance for a bullish breakout are now a little bit lower. Right, so this is the situation on Canadian dollar to Japanese yen. Let me change to another account where I will show you Brent oil and DAX. On Brent, you remember that we had this head and shoulder formation, and at the same time we had a pennant. This lower red line was in the same time a lower line of the pennant, and in the same time neckline. But price has two opportunities. Instead of breaking the neckline, they choose to break the line connecting recent lower highs, and they decided to break the upper line of the pennant. But this created a false breakout here. As you can see, the price did not follow and went below this line. This is a false breakout and creates a good selling opportunity. But I would say that I wouldn't enter the position right now, but I would wait for a final breakout of this lower line of the pennant, which would definitely trigger the sell signal. Also, we cannot remember about this white area of support, which is created by highs from October and lows from December. So actually, in the long term, if you're looking for a decent trading setup on long term, only the breakout of this support would create a trading opportunity. So far, again, it is not bearish, but it's not bullish anymore. because buyers couldn't hold the price above the support. And according to price action rules, one of the biggest price action principle is that broken support becomes a resistance, and broken resistance becomes a support. Here we had a broken resistance, and it failed to become a closest support. So that's the story behind the false breakouts, and usually they lead to they give nice trading opportunities, and the price usually follows that. Another instrument which I have for you is DAX, and on DAX also we do have a false breakout. So as you can see, trading last week was a little bit choppy. Traders were not, apart from, for example, gold and silver, where trading was very technical, or Australian dollar, or euro dollar, but on the indexes, for example, trading was not very technical. What we had here, the price broke horizontal support, the price broke the trend line as well, which created a sell signal, but this can be considered as a false breakout, and the price most probably will aim higher, especially that the sentiment on indexes is very positive. This can be also considered as a wedge. Wedge is a trend continuation pattern, so it should result with a trend being continued. Also, let me show you other indexes, because European indexes are under the pressure, for example, from European banking sector, from the political risk, from French elections, German elections, etc. Well, obviously America has Donald Trump, and he probably beats all those problems, but European traders seems more, I'm sorry, not this template. European traders seems more scared. If you would see the situation on, let me put the same interval. This is S&P 500, and this is DAX. Okay, S&P 500 has much bigger problems. DAX is much better shape. S&P is in much better shape than DAX. Here on S&P 500 they didn't break important supports. As you can see, the trend line is still there, horizontal support is still there, also they are aiming resistance. And on DAX the situation is not so good, but if DAX will continue to follow S&P 500, we will be able to see a breakout here, and once the price will get here, that will create a nice buying opportunity. So if buy, maybe green color will be better, right? So price getting here will trigger a buy signal on DAX, and DAX has a big potential for going up. S&P 500 as well, as long as the price stays above the support, the buy positions are more likely to bring profits to your portfolio. Right, currencies again, because we are coming to an end. So here, sell a signal, definitely on the euro dollar sell signal, and it depends from your approach. If you want to buy, sell now, feel free. If you want to wait for a comeback here and sell somewhere here, feel free as well. On Australian dollar to American dollar, we do have a this is a buy signal. It would be much stronger if the price went here, but the huge bonus of this buy signal is a low risk to reward ratio. So here we are talking about a very tight stop loss, which makes this situation very good for traders. Silver buy signal, gold buy signal, American dollar to Swiss franc buy signal, no signal, no signal, no signal, no signal, and Yes, that's it. So on a few instruments, so we have nice trading opportunities, especially that they are not exotic instruments, but they are main instruments. So probably you will like it. Remember that trading and investment in financial markets involves an element of risk. Do not forget about that. I also advise you to follow us on Twitter and visit our website alpari.news. Guys, that's it for today's daily analytical report. I showed you a few interesting occasions. I hope you will be able to benefit from that. As you know, on my live trading account we do have a long position on gold, but it was open to a few days ago, or on Friday, so I'm not saying that that current situation is suitable for opening long position. Remember to stay safe on the market, and protect yourself by stop loss or order at all times. Now a short break, and after that a webinar about basics of forex trading, about basics about forex, webinar about basics of the forex market. Thanks very much, and see you in a bit.